You're gonna need a new plane. Hey guys, it's Rob back with another review. Today I wanted to talk about the Expendables 2. Already reviewed the Expendables. I had a huge problem with that movie, but for a mindless action movie, it's very entertaining. Check out my review. Today we're going to talk about Expendables 2, and I had high hopes for this film. I really had high hopes. I'm like, okay, it's not going to be directed by Stallone. It is directed by Simon West, and but Stallone still did the screenplay. Now, this film added some new people, and a lot of people were either upset about it or were like, "Oh, that's awesome." Now let's go through the whole cast as they are. Stallone. In this one, you got Jason Statham, got Jet Li, which is only in it for like not even that long, and I'll get to that. You got Bruce Willis, which actually has a bigger role in this one than he did in the first one. Schwarzenegger, who has a bigger role in this one. You got Chuck Norris, who he doesn't have a big role, but it's kind of like he's here and there, so he kind of pops in, pops out. Van Damme, which was the bad guy in this, and he did a fantastic job. The only thing is they didn't use him enough. He was there, he was like there in like the middle of the film, and throughout the course of it, you'll see snippets of him, but then it's like they didn't use him enough, and he acted so good. I thought he was really good. Dolph Lundgren, of course, returns. Terry Crews, Randy Couture. I'm sorry I say that all the time, but it's just Randy Couture. Mickey Rourke is not in this. And you got Liam Hemsworth. Now, Liam Hemsworth plays a rookie in this, and I really thought that he did a good job. Now, as I said in the first film, the acting in the first film was just blah. Like, it wasn't that good. Now, it's even worse in this film. But I'm not saying that everybody in this film has bad acting. That's not true. The two people that I thought had the best acting in this film was Van Damme, hands down, and Liam Hemsworth. I mean, Liam Hemsworth kept it real. I really thought when he told that story about he was in the army and he was surrounded by guys, like, that's a very, very interesting story, the way he told it, and it just felt like I could connect with him. Because he had a backstory. He had a fucking backstory, unlike all these other fuckers who just show up and they don't have a fucking backstory. That's what they needed to do. They needed to do that. But anyway, this film starts up, after the first credits, it starts up with nothing but action. The very first act is fucking action, action, action. They bust into this compound because they're gonna save this guy who's covered underneath the sheet. You don't know who it is, but you got a pretty good idea. They bust in this compound. It's just the same Expendables all together, and they save Arnold. Arnold Schwarzenegger is underneath this cloth thing, and he's been captured, so they save him. And they've been trying to save this billionaire Chinese man or something, and they both, Arnold was there, he got captured, so now they're saving him and the Chinese man. So Arnold leaves, and it's funny, Arnold's like, I got my own way, I got my own team, and it's like, we never get to see that. But there's Arnold in the beginning, so then they say stupid lines like, I need a big gun, yours, and then Terry Crews is like, you gotta be kidding me. And then he's like, Terry Crews is like, if you do something to this, your ass is terminated. And he's like, in your dreams. It's like they point out funny things, and I get it. They're nodding to it. You know what I mean? Like the cliches. It's all cliche. That's all it is. And I get it. But they kind of took it too far. I mean, they did. They really took it too far. And I'll get to the ending where they do that. But anyway, so Arnold leaves. He leaves, and then you don't see him at all. Now, Liam Hemsworth, he's really cool because he's a sniper. And he sits up on the ridge and he just snipes the shit out of these people. There's really good action in this. And he takes a lot of these people out. And he's a rookie and he really does a good job. And Stallone's like, this kid is good. He's good. Stallone has his character is very, very, like, upset in this film. Like, all the time he always has this face like he's fucking pissed, like he just wants to fucking hit something or put his fist through a fucking glass window. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with. He's just pissed, like just really pissed. So they do the first mission, and they end up going home safely, and that's where they hear, that Liam kind of tells the story and stuff. They get back. And there's a little camaraderie at the bar and stuff like that. You get some lines here and there, and the acting's just not that good. It's just really, Statham and Stallone, they have some good lines. And then Dolph Lundgren, he's got a little bit more interaction in this film. And by the way, when they go back to the bar, we're missing somebody. Where the fuck is Jet Li? Oh, that's right. He fucking dives out of the plane after they save the billionaire Chinese man, and he parachutes down with the Chinese man, and that's the last you see him. So Jet Li's gone, but he went out with a bang. He has a great fight scene that just totally destroys the one in the first film. The one in the first film is the pussy version. This one has a great version where he picks up pots and pans and he starts hitting people. And that's the Jet Li we want to see. That's what Jet Li does. They got it right. So, props on that. They did a good job. But he's not in any more of the movie. So a lot of people are upset about that. Basically, Stallone meets up with Willis again, and Willis is like, you guys stole from me $5 million. He's like, you guys, I could have put you in the deep, darkest hole. He's like, but I have a new mission for you. If you do this, like, everything will be even. If you don't do it, you're going to prison. I'm going to put you, where you can't even see. Like, so they have to go into this mountain where this plane crashed, I guess, and get this black box thing. And inside of it is very, very critical, classified stuff. So they send this girl, what the fuck is her name? Hold on. Oh, what the fuck is her name? Is it Amanda Ohms? Amanda Ohms? Is that her name? I don't fucking know her name. Amanda Ohms? Well, anyway, she's supposed to be like this. She's supposed to be really popular, I guess, in action films. I don't even know who the fuck she is. But anyway, they're set in the mountains to get this thing, and then Liam Hemsworth gets captured by this gang of people, and it's led by Jean-Claude Van Damme and Scott Adkins. They're on a team. And that's cool because in the new Universal Soldier, Scott Adkins fights Van Damme. So they're together in Expendables 2, which I thought was cool. So Scott Adkins was kind of like his bodyguard. But Jean-Claude Van Damme, I'm telling you, he did such a good job. He's such a bastard. But I mean, he's really good at it. He's really kind of wise, but he knows how to fight. And that's what I was waiting for. Scott Adkins, he's a great fighter too. And they end up killing Liam Hemsworth off. So there's, one less expendable. He was a rookie and he dies. And what's funny about this, like, he dies and then they bury him there. And it's like it's like, wouldn't you take his body back to the States or whatever? Like, that seemed kind of weird. Like, they bury him and say a few words and stuff. So now Stallone's all pissed. Like, he's pissed. Like, he's like, we're going to track him, find him, and kill him. So basically, they take that information. Van Damme's, they take the information that was in that box, and what it is it tells where all the plutonium is. And Van Damme wants to sell the plutonium and make some money for people to build bombs and stuff like that. So they go to these villages, get people to dig and stuff. They start finding the plutonium, and they get it all in trucks and stuff. And that's when Stallone, they're tracking him. So the last scene in this is where they're at an airport, and there's a fucking huge action scene. You get Stallone, Willis, and Schwarzenegger like this. And they're all firing guns at once, like the triple threat, basically. And they're all saying lines like, I'll be back. You've been back enough. And he's like, yippee-ki-yay. That's where it really gets cheesy. Chuck Norris pops in from time to time. He has nothing interesting to say, really. He can't turn his neck. He's like, you're gonna need more men if you want to get out of here alive. Oh, I'm sorry, Barney, I work alone. Like, that's how he talks. It's cool to see Chuck Norris, though, I mean, honestly. But he has some cool scenes. Chuck Norris is shooting guns next to Arnold, which we've never seen before, I don't think. He's like, who's next? Rambo? And like, they just a lot of these lines spouting off. It was just kind of really cheesy and just wasn't funny because they went too far. A couple times is okay, but they went kind of too far. The action is pretty good. And then the fight scene between Van Damme and Stallone was pretty good. Van Damme does the flying spin kick a couple times, and I just think they could have done more with that scene. It wasn't the best action scene, but it seemed like Van Damme gave up too easily. It could have been better. But with the whole thing with Van Damme, what I'm trying to say is they could have made Van Damme be a lot better than he was. Because I think he put a lot of heart into what his character. Scott Adkins fights Jason Statham, which is pretty cool. That was a great fight. But all in all, that's basically what happens through the whole movie. Expendables 2, it's a little bit cheesier than the first, and the acting is not as good, but the action scenes are pretty good, I will say. And it does kind of get slow in the middle half. So definitely check Expendables 2 out. It's not my favorite. Like I said, I don't really care for the films too much. If I'm in a mood for action, I will pop them in. That's one thing. You won't be disappointed, I don't think, with the action and seeing a lot of your favorite action stars doing the action, even though they're old as fuck. But still, it's fun to see. So I can't wait for Expendables 3. I know I'm going to be disappointed, but I don't give a fuck. I want to see action. So that's all I'm wanting to see. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of, I've reviewed the Expendables films. I will review the third one when it comes out. So stay tuned for that when it does. And stay tuned for more reviews. I will see you guys next time. And I still feel like a man. I don't know what it is. I feel like a man. I don't have a beard or anything. I'm not scruffy or nothing, but I don't need to be. I got hair. I got hair right here. Okay? I'm a man. I can do that. I'm a man. I'm still a man.